Now, according to a New York Times report, the American President Joe Biden has approved a nuclear strategy planning in March to prepare for possible coordinated nuclear confrontation with both Russia, China and also North Korea. Now, this New York Times report has said that the shift comes as Pentagon believes that China's stockpiles of its nuclear warheads will rival the size and diversity of the United States and Russia over the next decade. The nuclear employment guidance is typically revised every 4 years. It details the U.S. response in the event of a nuclear attack. And what is interesting is that it is accessible only to a select group of administration officials because of its sensitive nature. The secrecy of this particular document is such that even members of the Congress do not have full access to the guidelines. However, the New York Times claims that it has managed to get some excerpts out of it. The Times also claims that for the very first time, the revised guidance explicitly mentions deterrence strategies that are aimed at China's rapidly expanding nuclear arsenal. The document has also reportedly addressed the potential for coordinated attacks involving China, Russia, North Korea and Iran. Now, the White House was quick to quash this report. It said that the plan wasn't a response to a single country or a threat. Now, the spokesperson Sean Savette said that while the specific text of the guidance is classified, its existence is in no way a secret. Now, the guidance issued earlier this year is not a response to any single entity, country, nor is it a threat. Now, on the other hand, China has expressed serious concerns over this report. Now, Beijing's foreign ministry has released a statement sometime back where it is accusing Washington of finding excuses to seek a strategic advantage. Now, this latest development comes against a backdrop of growing nuclear arsenal. Recent Pentagon reports have suggested that China is expanding its nuclear capabilities at a pretty alarming rate, and Beijing is projected to possess almost about 1,000 warheads by the year 2030. While still trailing behind the United States and Russia in numbers, China is rapidly growing, and its arsenal has now become a source of serious concern for the Western powers. The New York Times also projects that China's total number of intercontinental ballistic missiles, currently at 238, could surpass the US's 800 or Russia's 1,244 within the next decade. Now, Washington and Beijing had resumed informal nuclear arms talks in March for the first time in 5 years. However, negotiations were stalled in July due to the U.S. arms sales to Taiwan. And this is not the first time that military cooperation between Beijing and other U.S. adversaries has led to changes in defense policy. Now, in fact, in the month of May, Pentagon's Director of Defense Intelligence told the U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee that even if Russia and China in a military force are not interoperable, they would certainly be cooperative. And this would prompt the armed forces to review their strategies. At the same hearing, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence said that Sino-Russian operations were prompting new planning across the government in many respects, citing the country's joint naval exercises as a cause of serious concern. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.